Hi to you all. I hope everything's going well. We are certainly coming to the end of the year quite quickly. I want to talk a bit about time management in this video. Time management, a lot of people have suggested, is really self-management, and of course this is true. Now, I do have a course. I have a 4-module e-course on time management, which goes into quite a lot of different methods that you can use to manage your time better. If you want to do this course or you want to find out more about it, then please go to my website, which is www.lifecoachingbusiness, all one word, .co.za. And if you look under the tab for products and services, you'll find it there, and you'll find out more about what's in the course, what's in the chapters, and you will get an opportunity to actually have a look at some of the information and some of the exercises in the course. In this video, I'm really only going to deal with 3 main things. The first one is blocking out of time. The second one is dealing with distractions and interruptions. And the third one is going to be around managing your email. So let's get on to the first one, which is blocking time. Blocking time simply means that I block out in my diary, in my app, in my software, whatever you're using for managing your time and recording meetings and to-dos. You block out a certain amount of time where you will focus only on that particular task. So let's say you are somebody who needs to write a strategy document. You might block out 2 hours of time, or perhaps even an entire afternoon, where that is all you work on. No emails, no phone calls, no meetings, no distractions. You simply focus and concentrate for that block of time entirely on the task you want to do, which in this case is putting the strategy together. It may be you need to work on a campaign and you're going to block out a certain number of hours for that. It may be that you want to review reports or even write a report, and you block out a certain amount of time for that. So in order to get key tasks done, projects, deliverables, block out time during which your focus is entirely on what you want to do. If you are somebody who battles with focus and concentration, learning how to block out time and then working consistently and focusing only on your task is going to help you to become more focused. You can block out time as well for meetings, and you can also block out time for things like emails, phone calls, queries, people coming to ask you questions, needing to sign documents, and so forth. We actually call this batching. And you can create a block of time where you batch together things that could be fairly similar. Admin type issues where you perhaps don't have to focus so much on a big chunk of work like a project deliverable or a strategy document or putting together a report. As an example, so what could this actually look like in a day? So you might say the first hour of work is going to be blocked out for emails. It's going to be reading emails, replying to emails, but we're also going to batch similar stuff. So it's for responding to phone calls, it's making phone calls. Perhaps there's documents you need to sign, quick meetings you need to have with people who report to you. In that hour, that's what you will do. In the next hour, let's say you've got 2 meetings each of an hour. Then that is block time and you will only focus on those meetings. Perhaps then you're going to give yourself another hour that is blocked out to do a specific task, such as a report, a review, put together a plan, do some research, find out what feedback you need to get, write documents, whatever it is you have in terms of deliverables to do. And then perhaps the half an hour before lunch, you go back to emails and you have another batch time where you will read emails, respond to emails, take phone calls, answer phone calls, and deal with people issues and concerns and so forth. So that's an example of how you can block time in the morning. In the afternoon, you may be able to block out 2 or 3 hours where you can just focus on the deliverables that need to be done in your job. Instead of having to do it at night, I have so many clients telling me, well, the day's just interruptions, meetings, emails, and so forth. So it's only when everybody's gone home that I can actually sit down and do my work. So your big chunks of blockouts of time are for you to get down and do the work. Once again, if you've blocked out that time, don't deal with emails, don't take phone calls, don't let people interrupt you. If they come in, just say, sorry, can you come back at X time? Maybe you've got another meeting in the afternoon, which is another block of time, and then perhaps your last block of time for the day is another half an hour just to go through emails, to catch up on your emails. You obviously can't do this if your job is such that you have to be on the phone dealing with customers all the time, or you have to be responding to emails all the time. But most people in their jobs, particularly most professional people, 3 times a day to respond to emails is fine, to return phone calls, to deal with people who need documents signed and so forth. That actually can work very well. And you can become quite productive and get quite a lot done in this way. And often you won't have to be doing things in the evening and over the weekend. Okay, so that's blocking time. Now, the second one is dealing with interruptions and distractions and so forth. And it obviously links to blocking, because you're probably thinking now, that's fine, I might block out time in my diary, but I get all these interruptions and distractions which take me off my work and the focus. And then I'm out of the routine and I'm out of the flow and I need to come back, which all wastes time. Okay, managing interruptions and distractions is a lot about is a lot about managing your boundaries. If you are somebody who is available 24/7, people learn that. And they will contact you 24/7, even if you are not the right person. If the person they are looking for, they can't find, they'll come to you because they know you're available 24/7. So you need to, and most people can do this, have set times where you will deal with people, you will deal with queries, where you will sign any documents that need to be done, where you assist staff and other people where necessary. When I was at university, the lecturers used to put on their door the times they were available for consultation with students. You learn that, and you work your day and you plan around that. And it's exactly the same thing in the organization. An open door 24 hours is not a good idea. You will never get work done. So decide which are the hours you're going to block out for dealing with people, dealing with questions, signing documents, helping people out, having people come to you and ask you things, and communicate that, because you must communicate that. And then stick to those boundaries. Sometimes if you have an office, and fewer people have an office, unless it's a home office, you can close the door, and that can also work quite well. If you are in an open plan, then people need to learn to respect the privacy of individuals who are working. If you need to chat to people, go away to an open area or a coffee area or a meeting room or something. If there's a lot of noise that is distracting you and interrupting you, consider using earphones whereby you can listen to white noise, where you can get rid of the noise. And consider trying to minimize the noise as much as is possible. Okay, so that's managing distractions and interruptions. And then that brings me on to email, our third point, which is in fact another thing that can be an interruption. If you are constantly, every time you get an email, opening it up, reading it, you are also distracting yourself and you're taking away your focus from the work you want to be doing during your blocked out times. So if it is not a time for you to be doing emails or taking phone calls, turn the ringer off so you don't get disturbed. If you have emails pinging in your inbox, then also turn off that. You don't want any noise. Close the inbox so that you're not distracted by emails coming in, by people making phone calls, etc. You may have to, in your company, come up with a way for dealing with emergencies, because sometimes there are emergencies. Often they're a lot less than we think. Very often people can go for 2 hours without needing a response desperately. But if there is a way, maybe you want to come up with a way in which absolute crises and emergencies can be dealt with. Now, I get a lot of clients complaining about how much email they have. Firstly, do you need all of these emails coming to you? Have a look through some of them. Maybe there's some you just don't need at all. Perhaps there's emails coming to you that could be routed to a colleague or another member of your team. Reroute emails that don't absolutely have to come through to you. The second thing about emails is, and we have this thing called the Ohio rule, OHIO, only handle it once. When you get an email, read it, deal with it, and then file it. Don't keep going back to it because that also wastes time. You want a very good filing system for emails because a lot of time is wasted because the boss wants this email or needs to find out about this response from this person, and now you spend a heck of a lot of time trawling through all your emails to find out where you put it. So have a very good filing system for emails with folders, subfolders, if necessary, subfolders, and the minute you finish dealing with the email, put it into the right folder. Write your emails in a concise, short fashion. Long emails is just going to annoy everybody because we have so many emails we receive. And then a final point on emails is if you find you are repeating the same sort of information over and over again, use a template. Write it out, and then you're just going to copy and paste it and edit it as you need to, which saves you from writing out the same email over and over again. Now, there are a lot of tips on how to manage your time and manage yourself properly. Even if you are somebody who's fairly good at this, you can still, by diligent application of time management principles, save yourself between an hour and 2 hours a day. That adds up to a lot of time over the week. If you are not very good at time management and you're very disorganized and unfocused, you can even save up to 3 hours a day. That adds up to a lot of extra time, which you could be using for catching up on work if you're behind, or perhaps taking a course or doing some studying, or it might be free time, exercise time, relaxation time, time with family, time with friends. We usually can always do with a bit more time. Time is very precious, so you want to use it carefully. From my side, I hope you have a productive, efficient week. Use your time well, and until we meet again.